Oi, tudo bem? Aqui é Luciana, da Street Smart Brazil. Today I want to show you how to use double negatives in Portuguese to speak not only naturally, but correctly. For example, eu não disse nada. Literally, I'm saying I didn't. Eu não disse, I didn't say nothing. But what I'm saying is I didn't say anything or I said nothing. In Portuguese, we need the double negatives. Today I want to show you how to use nada, it means nothing, ninguém, it means no one, nobody, nenhum or nenhuma, it means none, not any. So let's do this. We'll start with nada, and here's the first example. Eu não quero comer nada. I don't want to eat anything. I am not going to be using the literal translations. I'm going to be using the correct English that corresponds to the correct Portuguese. So you can see the two sentences side by side. So I'll say this one again. Eu não quero comer nada. You might be wondering, could I just say eu quero comer nada? And the answer is no, you cannot say that. You need to use the double negative. So here it is again, eu não quero comer nada. Another very common example in our daily lives is, for instance, you are walking on the street and someone accidentally bumps into you and the person apologizes. So the person says, desculpa. And you could say, it wasn't anything, it was nothing. And in Portuguese, what you say is, não foi nada. Não foi nada. Here's a tip for you. Nada is never followed by a noun. That is a thing, a person, a place, an animal. So, for example, não quero nada comida is not correct because nada cannot be followed by a noun. So what you need to say instead is não quero nada. That's it. Não quero nada. Here's another example. I found this book on Amazon. And the name of the book is There's Nothing Wrong With You. In Portuguese, não tem nada de errado com você. Não tem nada de errado com você. Okay, so let's go to ninguém. Now notice the pronunciation of that final M. To English speakers, it doesn't even sound like an M, right? Ninguém. I do not close my lips when the M is the final, it's the last letter of the word. Ninguém. Let's go to the examples. But before I continue, a quick note. This lesson was originally sent to my email list in September of 2024. I send free Portuguese lessons by email every 2 to 3 weeks, so it's not too much in your inbox, but it keeps your Portuguese moving forward. If you're not getting my emails, just imagine how many lessons you've already missed. You can pause this video right now and use the link in the description to sign up. And when you join, you receive a lesson on TÃO and TANTO. So let's see examples with ninguém. It means no one, nobody. Não tem ninguém aqui. There's no one here. Não tem ninguém aqui. So by now, you probably know that you cannot say tem ninguém aqui, which in English, it makes sense. There's no one here. But in Portuguese, you cannot say that. You need a double negative. Não tem ninguém aqui. Ninguém is never followed by a noun, just like nada. So you should not say não tem ninguém pessoa aqui. What you say is não tem ninguém aqui. I'll show you another example. Imagine you went to a small concert. It's the kind of place where you usually run into familiar faces. The next day, a friend asks you, did you see anyone there? You can answer, não vi ninguém conhecido. I didn't see anyone I knew. Não vi ninguém conhecido. Now let's look at nenhum, nenhuma. None, not any. And this one, as you can see, there's a masculine version and a feminine version, but there is no plural. A very common thing we can say, there's no problem. Não tem problema nenhum. Não tem problema nenhum. You could also translate that as there's no problem at all. Could you say tem problema nenhum? No, you cannot say that. You will say não tem problema nenhum. Here's another example. I didn't find any solution to whatever problem I'm dealing with. Eu não encontrei solução nenhuma. Eu não encontrei solução nenhuma. Agora veja. Now look. I'm not saying that the words nada, ninguém, and nenhum will always appear in a double negative. They can and will appear on their own in affirmative sentences. For example, ninguém é perfeito. No one is perfect. Ninguém é perfeito. Nada é impossível. Nothing is impossible. Nada é impossível. What I'm saying is that when we use a negative structure, a negative sentence with these words, then the double negative becomes necessary. Before I go, I would like to ask you to like the video and subscribe to the channel and join my email list to get free lessons in your inbox. There's a link in the video description. Muito obrigada for watching. Tchau, tchau.